guys, it's Olivia and welcome back to Live in Literature. Thank you so much for all the love and support I received my last video, and if you've not seen it yet, feel free to head on over to our channel to check it out. Well guys, welcome back to a proper episode of Live in Literature. For those of you who wanted to watch the Life of a Showgirl podcast review with me and my mom on my last video, thank you so much for indulging in that and watching that. I thought that some of you guys might enjoy that footage, and it was a super fun podcast to do with my mom and to talk about my feelings about the album. If you guys are interested in more videos like that aren't totally bookish related, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments. But today we are back to brass tacks. We are back to spooky season. We are back to books for the season, the Halloween vibes. We are here to talk about books today, okay? And many books at that, and some of my absolute favorite books to talk about. Because in today's video, today we are talking about Gothic romance book recommendations. Ugh. Guys, Gothic romance. When I say Gothic romance, all I can hear is Charlie XCX song remix of Fall in Love Again and Again, Fall in Love Again and Again with the new Wuthering Heights trailer. Which looks absolutely insane, by the way, but we will get into that another time. But that's what I'm saying, that's what I hear when I think of Gothic romance. I think Jane Eyre, I'm thinking Wuthering Heights, I'm thinking these deeply horrifying and moody books. Now, I looked at the definition of Gothic literature, and Gothic literature essentially is characterized by romance, horror, and mystery elements all put together in one. I would say obviously in the 1800s, we had a renaissance of the Bronte sisters who specialized in the horror Gothic genre. And then, of course, the opposition to that was when Jane Austen came up and started writing Regency novels and these very romantic, sweet, very high society, very proper things. The Bronte sisters, though, they spearheaded the Gothic movement and these horrifying, scary, spooky things. And I think that Gothic literature can be characterized in a lot of ways, whether it's based on the time period, the setting, the mood, the atmosphere, all of it. But I think all the books I'm recommending for you guys today are going to fit that spooky vibe and are all books that you should be partaking in for your Halloween season. So I cannot wait to talk about those. Quick little bit of housekeeping. As you guys know, I was away in the United Kingdom and in Paris. Not stealing anything from the Louvre, thank goodness, if y'all have seen that news.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
No, I went to Paris and London with my friends, and I got my very first tattoo. I got a bookish tattoo. Guys, I'm literally wearing my Rattle the Stars merch today, representing my husband, Daddy Rowan Whitethorn. And I got a fire heart tattoo. I will insert a photo. It is right here on my chest. You can see it right here in red ink. I'll insert a close-up photo for you guys to see. But yes, I went to London and Paris. Insert photos here. I got a bookish tattoo, and just really fast, I just want a quick rant about how much this tattoo means to me. This is my very first one. I have been debating for years whether I wanted to get one, and I finally decided that if it's been 5+ years, almost 6 years now, since I've read Throne of Glass. It has been 6 years since I read Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and I think about Throne of Glass every day. When were doing that trend about the Roman Empire and asking guys how often they think about the Roman Empire, and they were probably at least once a day, if not more. That's me with Throne of Glass. I think about it, I talk about it, I bring it up in everyday life.
This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. I think about this every day.
It is the most important piece of literature to exist on planet Earth, in my opinion. And if you have not read it, I literally have marked it forever on my body. If that is not proof enough of my devotion and my utter belief that it is pure magic and that it is everything good in this world, please read Throne of Glass. But again, I just wanted to say major thank yous to Sarah J. Maas for influencing my entire life and for influencing this. This is all because of her. And I will have Fireheart branded on my heart for the rest of my life, which I think is really special.
That's beautiful, Katie. In a really weird way.
It was a fabulous trip, and I had such a great time, and I felt so inspired being in the United Kingdom, because being in the UK makes me think of Gothic vibes, makes me think of that Regency era and that very spooky spook Bronte vibe. So I'm very excited to talk about those books with you today. And back to housekeeping, we want to talk about what I just finished reading versus what I'm currently reading. Guys, I finished reading the infamous Mate by Ali Hazelwood. And guess what? Hey, remember like 2 weeks ago when I was like, hey, Ali Hazelwood, don't quit your day job because you actually write really good STEM romance? Guess what? We're back to quitting the day job. Quit the day job. Only write paranormal romance.
That's it? I quit.
This might be one of my most favorite things I've read all year. This book was passion, sexy, witty, beautiful. The banter is next level. The relationship is next level. I've never desired a man as much as I have desired Cohen from Mate. This book is absolutely unreal. The Omegaverse tropes are... Like, it's unreal how sexy this book is. Like, I loved every second of it. I thought it was absolutely enthralling. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was beautifully written. I thought that their relationship was beautiful. I just adored every single second of this werewolf nonsense. And so if you are looking for a new book to fill up your life and to fill your cup, trust me, this will make your cup overrunneth. Truly the best thing. I freaking love it. Ali Hazelwood, quit your day job. I want you only writing paranormal romance for the rest of your freaking life, babe.
You fired! You fired! You fired!
Oh, will you shut up?
You fired!
Because this book was a 5-star read. Truly fantastic. I need to do a full in-depth analysis on the channel talking about how much I love this book. But please go read Bride, go read Mate, and you will understand what all the hype is about. It's legitimately so good. And then for what I'm currently reading, I am currently reading Soul Searching by Lila Sage. I'm going to be starting this one this week. I'm very excited to read this one. This is, again, another great, like, spooky kind of haunting romance for the fall season. There's a woman who can see ghosts. There's a man who's a carpenter who lives in a spooky valley. They end up pairing up for some certain reasons. And I've heard that this book is absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited to read this one by Lila Sage. I'm a huge fan of hers. Love her books. I think she's fantastic. And I cannot wait to read this one. It sounds so fun and so charming. Now, back to our Gothic fantasy fun times, okay? All the books I'm going to be recommending for you guys today are going to contain the elements of romance, horror, moodiness, atmosphere, and of course, general mystery thriller kind of energy, okay? So, like, again, some spooks, some haunts, but some that some titles you probably have seen already, and some things that I absolutely adore from this year's publications. But without further ado, let's get into the Gothic romance. Let's just get this one out of the way because we already know who the queen of Gothic romance is and the queen of Gothic literature, in my freaking opinion. And that has to be none other than the queen herself, Miss Rachel Gillig, okay? We have 1 Dark Window and 2 Twisted Crowns. If anyone in the world is the queen of Gothic writing, it is Miss Rachel Gillig. The woman knows how to write an atmosphere, give you the hauntingness, the energy, the spookiness, but also that dreamy like romance set in a world that's set to crumble. It's beautiful. We have a young woman named Elspeth who is living in a kingdom that is falling apart. The mists are enclosing and encroaching, and if you walk into the mist, you will go mad. There are these magic playing cards. These magic playing cards that have magic within them. If you partake in using the magic within them, though, you will pay a price eventually by using the magic, and you will reap the repercussions of that card. Well, Elspeth has a card living within her mind. It is the nightmare. The nightmare haunts her, but it also provokes her to do things. It helps her in certain situations. Well, she meets a young highwayman who is essentially trying to obtain the entire deck of cards to reunite the kingdom and to banish the fog forever. And Elspeth and this highwayman will join together to essentially try to save the kingdom. This is a fantastical fantasy, Gothic mystery. It is romantic. It is moody. It is atmospheric. It is everything that you want in a Gothic book. Okay, these are both 5 stars in my opinion. Both are phenomenal. I still think this one's a little bit stronger than this one is, but in my opinion, they're both 5 stars. It's a fantastic duology. It wraps up nicely within 2 books. It's absolutely fantastic, and I legitimately cannot recommend it enough. It is fantastic. This next one is a modern, I would say, Gothic tale because of the house vibe, okay? This is all going to be about haunted houses in this section. We are talking about Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. Now, I freaking loved this book when it came out. I thought that this is one of the most brilliant pieces of literature that I've ever come across. I absolutely love this book. Essentially, the premise is we have a young woman named Opal. She's in her mid-20s, a high school dropout, working as a cashier, barely surviving, living in a hotel with her half-brother. Okay, she's trying to make some extra cash in her small town in Kentucky. There is a mansion just outside of town that was owned by a 19th century author that wrote this book called The Underland, which is essentially, I think, based off of Alice in Wonderland. But essentially, like, this house is haunted. There are bad goings on. Opal tries to get a job as a housekeeper there and meets the man who owns the land. His name is Arthur. They have a connection. And essentially, Opal realizes that there are more sinister forces going on inside of this home and due to the 19th century author of Underland. Now, this one, again, like, it is modern. It reads modern, but it is definitely Gothic in the house aspect, in the mystery aspect, and of course in the romance aspect. It is a romance that is doomed to fail, and yet they try anyway. Like, I just love these two people. I love the vulnerabilities that you get to see between them, and I think this is a perfect Gothic tale that involves like a haunted house and like a modern twist on an otherwise very spooky story. I absolutely love this book. I think it's fantastic. If you are looking for a haunted house sort of vibe for your Halloween season, this is a fantastic read. Next, I want to talk about a book that I already spoke about very recently when I talked about vampire book recommendations, but it also pertains to Gothic horror, I would say. And I will just mention this one very quickly. We have S.T. Gibson's A Dowry of Blood. Nothing screams Gothic romance like Dracula, okay? Nothing screams Gothic like vampires. Vampires the house, okay?
Bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire.
This is a Gothic horror mystery. It is, yes, a romance, but also it's more of a tale of manipulation and of surviving an abuser in a way. We have a young woman who is essentially taken prisoner becomes the bride of Dracula, essentially. And throughout the centuries, as she is like maintaining house and being the perfect little wife as she can be, he starts bringing other people into the mix, and it becomes this like polyamorous little family that he has created to like worship and to serve him. And essentially this group of outcasts will have to learn for themselves that this man, this person, this monster, Dracula, is holding them back. This is haunting, this is spooky, this is riveting. It's a very, very interesting take on the manipulative and the abuser trope and like how you are going to combat that. And I absolutely loved this take on this very haunting person and this very like imposing figure, which is Dracula. Dracula is terrifying, Dracula is scary, and this horror romance definitely does the trick when it comes to Gothic. So again, I know I recommended it for vampires last week. I'm recommending it again this week for Gothic horror romance. It is absolutely fantastic. The next book I want to recommend is one of my favorite fall fantasies. I absolutely love recommending this book, and I feel like it goes with the Gothic romance vibes, okay? This is A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. I absolutely love recommending this book. This is technically, I think it's a YA, but it doesn't read like a YA, but it is absolutely fantastic. This is about a young woman named Margaret Welty. She is living alone in a mansion out on the outskirts of a town, and she sees this famed creature called the Hala, which means that the wild hunt is going to commence. Whoever kills the Hala during the hunt essentially will maintain fame, riches, all the things that she needs. Well, a young man steps up to her door one day named Weston Winters. He's an alchemist, and essentially he needs her mother's help, but her mother is away. And so he and Margaret essentially team up. He lies and says that he's apprenticing with no one, but he's apprenticing like in the house, but really with no teacher. And essentially he and Margaret team up to join the hunt and essentially to catch this creature so that they can get the fame and the glory and the riches, okay? But there are dark secrets unfolding in this forest and with these creatures, and Margaret and Weston have to figure out what's going on with this dark magic. This is haunting. This is achingly tender is how the romance is described in this, okay? And I actually don't think you could be described better than that. It is a tender, sweet relationship. I truly love it more than anything. And it's very like, it kind of gives like steampunk vibes a little bit too, which I think kind of go with the Gothic energy. So yeah, it's very like, it's moody, it's atmospheric. It matches like those mystery vibes. And then there's this gorgeous aching romance between these two like essentially like lost souls who like have no one else to turn to, and they turn towards each other. Like, I just absolutely love this book. It is absolutely 100% fall vibes and gives that atmospheric tension that you're looking for with a very sweet romance that I just adore. So if you're looking for something along those lines, please check out A Far Wilder Magic. It is absolutely fantastic. And of course, last but not freaking least, the book to end all books, in my opinion, the best book that I have read this year, okay? I still have a couple months to be proven wrong, but I don't think anything is going to prove me wrong at this point. It is, we are back to the queen herself, the queen of Gothic romance, which truly no one else does it better than her. Rachel Gillig's The Knight and the Moth. Just, nothing in this world is more perfect than this book. This is book 1 in the Stonewater Kingdom series, okay? There's going to be 2 books. It will be a duology. Next year, the second book will release. You want to talk Gothic romance? You want to talk atmospheric, longing, tension, moodiness, and mystery? Look no further. This is the book for you. The Knight and the Moth is the best thing I've read all year. It is absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite thing I've read. It is fantastic. It is haunting. It is moody. It is beautiful. We have a young woman living in essentially in an abbey / convent with her 6 other sisters. Okay, so it's her. It's her and her 5 other sisters. Okay, there's 6 of them. She and her sisters are in charge of divining prophecies for the kingdom. Okay, they divine. They read the omens. Once they are drowned in water, and once they divine the elements, they'll be able to reveal to the people like their fortunes, essentially. Well, the king of the kingdom comes to get his fortunes divined, and they find out that he receives 6 bad omens, which is a horrible sign. Well, once the king is there, but there's a heretic knight amongst his group named Rory, and Rory does not believe in the omens. He doesn't believe in the religion, and he and our main character, okay, she and him have a confrontation because of that, because obviously she's extremely religious and he is not. Well, essentially, her sisters start going missing from the abbey, and she seeks out the help of the only person that she can think of, and this is this heretic knight named Rory. And she seeks him out, being like, please, you have to help me. I don't know what's happening. My sisters are disappearing before my eyes. I might be the last one. I need to know what happened to them. And essentially he and this band of soldiers and the king and this young woman go on this quest to essentially like figure out what's going on with the omens and what is going on in this kingdom that is more sinister and dark than you could have ever imagined. Truly, this is the best thing I've read all year. I love the religious elements of it. I love the context. I also love the lady knight aspect. I love female knights. The lady knight has been the theme of this year. That is what has been most popular in the writing world, and so many books have come out about the lady knight, and I'm absolutely here for it. Female medieval knights, I am here for that trope. It is absolutely fantastic, and this book leans into that heavy. I was so floored by how amazing this book is. And the romance, oh my gosh, bone chilling. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, amazing.
Unbelievably romantic. And truly made me cry. I bawled my eyes out while reading the romance scenes in this. I was dying. It was just so beautiful. And that's what Gothic romance really does for me, as I feel like it is so achingly tender and so beautiful and so doomed in a way that whenever it happens, I'm just oh my gosh, I'll just bawl my eyes out. It's the sweetest thing I've ever read.
My God. I get it.
So, if you want to add the greatest book to your Gothic romance collection, The Knight and the Moth should be at the top of your list. The best I've read all year. I freaking love this book. So that is all the Gothic romance books I want to recommend for you guys today. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Living Literature YouTube channel. Guys, if there's any other Halloween or spooky themed or fall themed videos that you want to see this year, please feel free to comment them down below. If you guys have any comments, questions, and concerns about anything going on the channel, please feel free to comment them down below. But I love you guys the most, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.